Wagwan guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. I cannot complain myself. Amber Rose went on No Jumper podcast with Lena the Plug and Adam 22. I thought it was interesting to react to this video because she said that, with her and Wiz relationship, it was like kind of different between all the other relationships that she had, and she had like quite a few other relationships, like 21 Savage, that dude that's talking to Cher now, and I don't know if she has like a current guy that she's seeing at the moment, but she's had like a few public relationships, Kanye before Wiz too, and it was interesting to me because Wiz was probably the most public relationship, and I think they did get married and get a divorce, and they had their son too. And so they were just talking about co-parenting in the interview, if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I'm the type of person, when I'm done, I'm just I'm done.
You're done. Do they have to do you really dirty, or is it you just check out when it's you guys say it's over?
I can't necessarily apply that to Wiz per se, but every other relationship that I had, when I'm done, I'm just completely checked out. I'm almost like a psychopath. I have no feelings at all.
That's crazy.
But she made the comment that I thought was very interesting, which is why I'm reacting to this video, about how she was basically heartbroken over that relationship with Wiz, and that was something that she had to be very reflective of, and she's really open about her and Wiz's relationship. As you can see, she's going on a podcast and talking about it. She's open to talk about it, which it's a good thing, I guess. But it's just one of those things, when you are famous, I guess you're gonna be asked questions about that situation over and over again, and that's become sort of her mantra, and something that's repetitive in her nature, to kind of find herself again, in her artistry, because it's all backed by Wiz. If you think about everything that she does, she's normally asks those same repetitive questions over again, like a mantra, something that she constantly repeats to her fans in the audience in every kind of interview, or and behind everything that she does, which I think, I don't know if that's healthy or not, but to each is their own. And she was just talking about how her and Wiz's relationship continues even though they're not together, and of course he has a girlfriend that he's been together with for maybe 4 to 5 years now.
And when you throw in the co-parenting thing, and you're well, now I have to communicate with this person that I'm trying to just cut off from my life.
Oh no, with Wiz, I cried for 3 years straight.
Oh, so you did have a heart.
Shit.
Yeah, no, for Wiz for sure. That was the love of my life. That's why.
And he kind of keeps those other relationships that he's in. He kind of just not very public, which could be a good thing if you look at all the backlash that she can get, and it's just going to be reintroduced in interviews later on down the road. But I thought it was interesting that she was so heartbroken over Wiz, because they were married, like I said, and it's just one of those things, man. Very, very, and I don't know, kind of what she's doing right now, because she has an OnlyFans, which a lot of celebrities nowadays have an OnlyFans, because that's how they capitalize off. That's that's how they are relevant, right? And also No Jumper, right? Adam 22, he has that plug talk that he's doing, and I don't know if she's done the plug talk or going to do the plug talk, and but she has an OnlyFans, so she's into that type of business, and which is, I don't know if it's unsettling to Wiz, but it's almost unsettling to me, because it's that's her profession, and then people always ask her about, what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's just yeah, you have to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna date or I'm gonna marry this person, and I have to look at the person they are and their past endeavors and possibly their future endeavors, because you're going to be in that conversation potentially regardless of the situation, how that relationship, the outcome is. And Amber Rose is a nice chick. She's not like the dime of the century, you know what I'm saying? She's dropped a few kids off, and to me, it's not like she's lackluster or anything, but it's just like she's getting up in age, and this is how she provides for herself. And not so much, I don't think it's like a bad image, but I don't think it's that healthy for everything that she does. Like every interview that she does, it's centered around her and Wiz's relationship. I think what she needs to do is like learn how to separate. And this could just be me. This is just my opinion, but I'm just like, kind of try to separate that. And I think Wiz has tried to do that in his interviews, even though you may have people trying to interview him just for that purpose. And like they may have had a relationship or had a running into with Amber Rose and Wiz as well. And then they try to like mingle those two, which, hey, they were together, but it's just like, that seems a little bit unhealthy. Just the amount of time, you know what I'm saying? Like I have like a reel in my head, just every time they're in an interview, basically they're asked that question. Not so much Wiz Khalifa, because he's had, I think he was able to separate the two. But for Amber Rose, it seems like that's the only question that's ever asked, really. You know what I'm saying? And like how does that affect her and all of her decision-making abilities? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, to me, gotta learn how to separate the two. But just actually getting into that question really quickly, she talked about, how she dealt with that. And me personally, I believe, I don't want to get into it because it's like too deep of a conversation, but like, just like the people she surrounds herself with and the type of work that she surrounds herself with, it was like, if you come like full circle, like it just puts her in a cul-de-sac to where like you could tell she was very vengeful. And then that was even one of the questions that was asked about in her, or that was something that was said in that interview, how like she's saying like she was not vengeful. She just like completely cuts that partner off once she's done. But she said that she was like never really done with Wiz, right? And because that's the caveat to her whole deal. And it just seems like, I don't know if it was a situation that like Wiz was like talking to some twins or something like that, and then like I guess once she found out, she cut everything off. But like if you look at her body of work and like what she's doing, was that really something to cut things off on? Like, no, it wasn't. You were hurtful, you were vengeful, and you just, that's what you wanted to do. And then like that's the look at your canvas, and that's what you've created. And then like you're still talking about Wiz. You know what I'm saying? There's a like, you could have a list of questions that you're like, I'm not going to answer those questions in an interview. That's well known, right? Even though some people, that's why you're getting interviewed, you know what I'm saying? And everyone knows that's the reason. So some people, they'll actually like go over that, you know what I'm saying, that dotted line, and they'll be like, okay, and they'll just ask you on it this at the spur of the moment. But I feel as if like just what she's doing and how she's conveying like this message in her interview, like she still that over Wiz. She's looking for some glimmer of light. She just wanted to be like, she wanted to be equal, I feel, in that relationship. You know what I'm saying? And hey, that to each is their own, but is that something that you have to really look at it? Like, okay, if someone cheats or someone steps out or whatever you guys' relationship is, is that a no-brainer for you? Is that like a one strike and you're out? You know what I'm saying? Just off of that one thing. And obviously, even though she tried to create that situation, she's still, the message in her interviews is that there's still some glimmer of light. There's still some glimmer of hope for her and Wiz to, recollect and, rekindle some type of flame. And I think like, yeah, even if that does happen and they're still cool, they're still on good terms, and they talk as a co-parent, and they, you know, they're together on different occasions, holidays, I think every holiday and stuff like that. But, you know, it's just like, even if they, which they already are, you know what I'm saying, in good terms, it's just like, it seems like that's still, you know, a low blow. That's still a cheap shot. And I feel as if she will never fully be satisfied, you know, with her, you know, decision making, you know, and the decisions that she's made. She's never going to be completely satisfied, even if she has her cake and eat it too, because, you know, it's just, I mean, like, if we're saying Amber Rose is the head, and, you know, whatever she says goes, I think that wouldn't be correct, because a lot, you know, some of the decisions she's made with Wiz was literally, you know, in spite of, you know, her feelings and how she felt about it. But in actuality, when, you know, you make that full circle, you know, it's just like you've painted yourself into this corner, and, you know, well, the main topic is like Wiz behind, like literally behind everything. It's the latest thing you're doing right now. Then you're asked, well, how's Wiz feel about this? How are you and Wiz's relationship? Insane. Not even asking about the, you know, I think, is it Slash, her other son, and the, you know, I think this guy's like dating Cher now. Really not even asked about that guy. So that's my 2 cents, guys. Peace. I'm out.